fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We made it out here, but you notice there's not a lot of people here. Brian got hooked up on a private test session, so there was one happening out here at Stunnerville, Fayetteville. We're just getting down here. Randy's on the way. Luckily, Brian was able to bring the car down here. We got done with it last night. Everything is freaking ready to go. Just got a couple things to do to it. We got to verify ignition timing and get this thing cranked up, make sure the spool up and all that stuff is working properly. Should be pretty good. So here we go. First test session 2022 Stunnerville with Randy's car. This is gonna be fun. Comment, like, and subscribe. Go to turbojohnracing.com to grab yourself some merchandise. Thanks, guys. Okay, so timing was off a little bit. We just went in and did a little bit of adjustment. It was reading just a tad high. So we went into the table and set this thing. So we should be good. Okay, Brian, go ahead and crank it. And then I'm gonna set it on 30 again. That smoke come from... Now look, now this thing should be sealed up, but it is not at all. It must have had oil in it. We gotta take the turbo apart.
Oh, God.
That's where it's leaking out of. It must have had oil in the housing from where, before we put the valve on it. You know what I mean? Because that did have a little bit of smoke when you first spooled it. So we gotta take the compressor and the turbine off. Okay, so all this oil, we gotta clean this pipe out real fast. Look at the oil in there. I mean, it's just dripping out of everything. It might not be in the turbine housing. The turbine housing will blow out. It doesn't look like it got there. So what happens is the turbo gets saturated, and look, the oil is just saturated in there. All right, let's go get some brake clean. All right, guys. Well, this thing is all cleaned up, so we're fixing to put it back together. Stick the compressor housing back on it. It was loaded with oil, so stick that back on and then put the pipe back on it. This thing is freaking ready to go. He cleaned it anyway, didn't he? You missed the spot, Randy. Do what?
I just want to get the bird shit off the back glass.
I wiped around it. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so half track pass.
Yep.
The only thing you gotta do different is turn on that switch, that arming switch for the boost.
After the burnout.
After the burnout. And he's ready. Look, he's got his racing suit on. He's ready.
It's diet time, y'all.
Did it fit any better or worse? So, we'll see what happens. Brian, we still might have to raise it. It looks like it's still settled some.
We can hook the dash back up, John.
I think the doggone thing is settled more into...
We don't click the beams on, we'll leave it there. Randy, open that door. Go put the dash back.
Might end up... Well, I guess it depends on how it works. It's way down from the back. So I don't know if it's going... I don't know if the car is going to work or not. We got a little bit of travel on it, but that's pretty low on the front. Oh my God. Boy, you got red seat belts. Have you strapped in with it yet? I'm sure I'm glad you can reach that crotch strap.
I told you the same thing. Hey, Courtney.
Yes, sir.
Grab my shoulder strap over there.
All right, so here we go. This is Randy's first pass in a year.
Since last May.
God, that's been a minute, ain't it?
He's probably about nervous to death.
I'm nervous.
I just don't want the car to break.
I know, that's what.
That's all I care
Well,
about.
hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully it runs. We ain't gonna get it about half track pass, so hopefully it runs decent. It should just turtle walk off. Should go like 125, 60 foot. You know, nothing.
If it leaves, I bet it goes 115.
I mean, it might. I mean, it's been pretty fast, so it's just one of those things we won't know until
Make sure he gets the stickers off the tires.
Here we go. Fayetteville, Stoneville, private testing. It is nice when you can roll right down here.
You know, whenever you want to. Going up.
You can roll right to the water box, can't you?
Whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Power's on.
you go. That's exactly the same set we had last year. All right, guys, so first pass was a bust. A couple things, we had a couple issues. The car did not bump at all on the first attempt, so he just rolled forward, staged it, and went on. We did forget to turn on the boost. Well, it's the thing that turns on everything, the boost control and everything. So it's just one of those things that it didn't get turned on because it's something new, the way Devin wired it. It's a good idea because you know, when you're doing a burnout, you don't want to do anything crazy. But it had 0 pounds of dome pressure, but it tried to leave with 6 pounds of boost. So we were just scratching our heads going, well, I don't really understand what happened and why. And then it just come to us, these are new Wastegates, so most likely it's got a 15-pound spring in it. So we're gonna have to take the Wastegates apart real fast and change the springs, because it tried to make like 15 pounds of boost in like 0.5 seconds. I mean, the turbo come up and just zinged up. We also done a little bit of changes on the front, and we'll give it a little bit more travel in the front. I loosened the extension just a tad in the front as well. And so that should make it so that it can transfer a little bit more. The back's separated really nice. You know, planted the tire pretty hard, so that's good. But we're gonna change springs real fast, and then hopefully we'll get to make a couple more passes. Sun's about to go down, but it's gonna be a nice night. And I think we got a track rental till at least 10 or 11 o'clock. So we got time for probably 2 to 3 more passes if we can hustle. And also, like I said, I don't know why it didn't bump. I just checked. It is pulsing the solenoid like it's supposed to, but it did not bump at all. So we just changed our settings on that. It may be one of those things, maybe Devin, the solid state relays that he used and the way he wired it, it may just need a different setting. So that's what we're going to do real fast. So these are the new precision gates. They're 66 millimeters, and they're big. I mean, 66s should float a ton. And let's see what come installed. Installed in Wastegate is the 6 pound and the 9 pound. So it's 14-pound spring. So that's why it made that. So the very small natural spring is 1.5. That's what we want to put in there, just because we got CO2. Brian, it's got 14-pound spring in it. No wonder we couldn't control it. That 118 comes up gangster. He replaced that little one in there, and that little one is the one that we put in there versus these two, the red and the green. About popped Brian's. About broke his arm. All right, they just call it top fuel to the lanes.
It's been announced for like 30 years.
All right, so Wastegate springs are changed. So now it's gonna go like a 145 60 foot. I put some timing retard in it. I turned the launch down. It should go.
A funnel and a quarter fluid.
We got to put a little bit of fluid in it in the transmission.
Find a cup.
Here we go. About ready to shake another pass out. You got that one locked?
I did not even clip that one. I forgot.
This one. Okay, this one is. Did he get that
I
one?
must have got it.
Yeah. a turtle. Okay, now what? See, it bumped real hard that time.
Yeah.
That was a violent bump.
It's like my car. You can only move it like 1 or 2 numbers.
He's gonna drive it back again. Yep. Or maybe he's just coasting. Sounds like he's coasting. Nope, he just fired it up. All right, guys, so past number 2, it actually went slower, but the wastegates were doing like we asked them to. So that's the biggest thing that we were trying to do. Devin wired up lights on this thing. It's like you can really see. So that's a good thing. It's got the LED strip lights in it. Those things are great. So we just got the thing cooled off, pulled the data log. We're going to make a few changes to the tune-up. Should leave a little harder. It didn't go but a 148 60 foot. First pass it went a 145 60 foot, and it spun. So, but changing those wastegate springs, that really made a difference. So, so it's one of those things. We'll see what happens here on this pass. Loosen up front end. Looked like it tried to come up some. It is getting cool outside, so I don't know how much more time we're going to try to make this one. Probably still just need to do a half track pass since we didn't have any power in it. So it's just one of those things. It made a whopping 13 pounds of boost. So we're going to try to make another one here, see if it'll go. So let's see what we got. It should go a little faster this time. It should bump a little easier.
Okay.
Should. If you notice it don't bump at all, just do like we said last time.
Okay.
I think it should bump. It should be okay. All right, ready? All right, Be careful. I got this. You got the latch on the other one?
Yeah.
That was faster than before. That was a little better. I can't tell. Put the sauce on it. right, guys. Well, that pass went better. That should have been our first pass, but since we didn't think about the wastegate springs and those new wastegates, kind of jacked us all up. Second pass, it was way turned down because I needed to know what it was going to do. I mean, I had a pretty good idea, but it's one of those things I didn't want to waste the pass, but I guess it kind of wasted it anyway. But that pass went better. It looked a lot faster than what the time slip said. It went a 130 flat, 60 foot, I think it was a 320 or 330 to the half track. And it only made like 20 pounds of boost right when he let off. So it had still a pretty lazy ramp in it and not enough dome pressure. But now I took like 3 degrees of timing out of it just to, play it safe everywhere. I took 3 degrees on the entire map. I got a bunch of fuel in it too. I mean, it was fat. So we're down on tune wise, probably a couple hundred horsepower at that boost level. But so we're going to load it up. The front brakes, Brian's going to have to play with the bias. He's got 2 master cylinders. One master cylinder goes to the front, one goes to the back. And it's got like a pivot rod, and that's how you adjust the bias. And those TBM brakes on the front, they are, I think they're a little smaller, so you want to put a little bit more braking on the back, maybe. We're also going to throw the parachute every pass. So, yeah, but we're done. I mean, it's getting cold out here too. Not too shabby. Randy said the car feels like it drives a whole lot different. The Outlaw style front end, I can't even remember what it's called now, the stiletto front. So all that stuff changes and how everything works. So hopefully everything works out good. And we're going to come out here Friday. Saturday, there's a chance of rain. But Friday, we'll be out here for sure. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully we make some more passes. That's our starting point there. So we'll turn it up more. And, once we get everything turned up, we'll be good to go, hopefully. Randy, what you think? How did it feel to let go of the button?
Everything I ever thought it was. It was great.
It was slow all 3 passes. That last pass looked a little faster.
It was good for me being out of the car for a year. I thought I went a 390 on that last pass.
Which if you'd have held that all the way through, that would have probably been like a 470. Honestly, the way it was accelerating and what the boost curve was looking like. I mean, so it would still be in a reasonably, fast pass.
In the car thinking, oh my God, I went too far.
No, you cut it right at the right spot, just a little bit past half track. So that's all we were trying to do. Courtney come out here today too. He's lending a hand. So y'all go check out his stuff on YouTube, the Paint and Paper Hustle. His Maverick's getting closer. God, I keep calling it a Maverick.
I have a Maverick now.
Oh, you do have a Maverick?
Yeah, I bought a Maverick this past week. See, all of the people on my channel already know.
See, I already know.
Yeah, they already know I got a Maverick and a Comet.
He's got a Comet. So now he ain't gonna get. The only reason he bought a Maverick is because I keep telling him he's got a Maverick.
Make sure you talk about the right car.
So now I can say he's got a Maverick, and he does. He can't get mad. He's gonna say, "Well, why are you talking about my Maverick like it's a race car? It ain't a race car.
Yeah.
The Comet is the race car." That's hilarious. But this thing, man, it turned out pretty good. I'm happy. It's running, so now we're going to turn the ball valve to get the oil, and we're going to see how that works out this time. Hopefully tomorrow when Brian pushes it out of the trailer, it will not have a puddle of oil in the turbo, and all the oil will be in the tank. All right, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. See y'all soon. Later.